Oh no! What happened? Oh no! How terrible! That's just awful! How terrible! Oh no!
Yes, good. It's happened finally. What I said would happen years ago, and I made a video on it years ago. PlayStation has gone third party. Just like Xbox. They followed Xbox because it makes money. And that's what Sony's interested in. They're interested in making money. Surprise, surprise. So, just to give you some context, Helldivers 2 is now coming to Xbox, as you see in my intro. And it's coming to Xbox in August. So, you know, next month, basically. Just wondering how long they've known about this. I very much doubt Sony went, quick, have Helldivers. We've got no money. It could have been a case because Sony is skint at the moment. And that's like, there's no arguing that because they're having lots of problems with their studios and stuff. They've run out of money, basically. They're not making games. But, you know, both companies are without their problems. I mean, Microsoft just laid off a load of staff. So the industry's been hit hard, basically. Gaming's costing a lot of money. There's a lot of developers out there, and I think there was an influx. I think that with regards to Microsoft letting off staff, the horrible thing shouldn't happen, but it does happen. And I'm not really going to go into that. I mean, I used to work for the government. They put us all into one building, a load of government departments into one building. Just brief history about me. Into one building. They offered out redundancies. I took it. I got paid a lot of money to leave. I've been there for a long time. And so I left the government quite happy, to be honest. But it happens. That's what happens when you've got a lot of staff and you sort of bring a lot and put them all in together into one house. You've got to trim the fat. And it's just part of life. It's horrible to see. Some people are happy, some are not. But it's how it goes. I mean, they're all going through the proper channels. It's not like they've just rung them up and gone, yeah, you don't come in today. But I digress. Helldivers 2 is finally coming to Xbox. I did have the option to play it on my PC. I didn't, however, because I think I've made a video of this before, because I will mention it before, because I don't have the same sort of friends on Steam that I do on Xbox. So Steam, I really play MMOs and games like that, and on PC, shouldn't say Steam. On PC, I usually play games like that. Xbox is where I play my FPSs, so I might pick this up on Xbox and play it on my Xbox. I'm not sure if it has Play Anywhere. I've not looked into that too much. It'd be fantastic if it does have Play Anywhere, because it would be interesting just to have a look, see what it looks like on PC. But I will most certainly pick this up on my Xbox. And I'm sure there are many PlayStation fans going, oh, they're not going to support it. They won't buy the game. Xbox gamers don't buy games. The big take from this is the reason why it's coming to Xbox is because it didn't sell enough on PlayStation. The bottom line is the game is being carried by PC. I think I said 80 or 90% of the gamers on Helldivers 2 are PC players. So the PlayStation fans didn't play it anyway. This is why, just like Square Enix confirmed, this is why some of these games are coming to Xbox. I did make a video on this recently, and you know, the Helldiver developers, Arrowhead, said they wanted the game to come to Xbox. It was just Sony holding them back. So finally, they've got permission. And what's great about this, what's even funnier, firstly, it's Nixxes that are doing the port. Now, Nixxes is a first-party studio of Sony's. So this is officially a first-party PlayStation game. And yes, we're all very aware, rocking my camera there, me try not to move too much. We're all fully aware that PlayStation fans, for a long time, I'd say forever, PlayStation games will never go to Xbox. It's never going to happen because they don't buy games. And PlayStation doesn't need my money, and there's not enough consoles sold, because I still think consoles sales are relevant in the gaming space. In fact, Sony themselves have confirmed this. Sony is prioritising monthly active users over direct sales now, but the company's live service games aren't doing too hot. It's a tricky time to be pivoting. This was only 16th of May this year. And this isn't the first time they've said it. I've said it before, but I'm unsure why PlayStation fans are still chasing sales. PlayStation is pretty much following Xbox's suit. They're following the standard. MAUs is the winner here, not sales of units, because unit sales is just not doing it for PlayStation. And they know this as a business. They know this. They see the figures and they can see is not increasing their revenue. They need to bring in more money, and you need to be on more platforms to do this. The best way to do it is MAUs. That's the best way to track your profits and your gaming revenues and your players, basically. Yet so many PlayStation fans are not grasping this yet, and this move from PlayStation and Xbox. Xbox is already doing it, and they seem to belittle them for it. Yet they do not understand the market. They don't understand that PlayStation is pursuing the same thing Xbox is. Money. Now, the thing with PlayStation fans not only is that they can't grasp reality, and they're just still caught up in their little weird console wars where they just want one console to sell more than the other. They've got no care for games whatsoever. All they care about is listing stuff on Twitter. It's strange. Now, one of my favourites on Twitter, favourite PlayStation fanboys, this guy claims to be an Xbox fanboy, but he only shows up on PlayStation podcasts and just shows up on those podcasts just hating Xbox, which he sort of does on Twitter. So it's odd that he claims to be an Xbox gamer, but only throws shade at Xbox, never at PlayStation. He absolutely just hates Xbox. And this all comes back to this comment he once made. It take you back to 2016 when Quantum Break, Phil came out and said it's going to go to PC. That really upset Crap Gamer to the point where he cancelled his pre-order. I can't find the comment actually reply from Phil firing back at Crap Gamer saying, you know, you're a sad fuck for cancelling your pre-order just because it's going to PC, just because more people get to enjoy the game. Anyway, since then, Crap Gamer has been very bitter of Xbox, more so, and he just continuously hates on Xbox. And as I showed here, he was upset that Quantum Break went to PC because Xbox is losing exclusives, but has no qualms about PlayStation putting their games on PC. Only when Xbox does it. Strange behaviour. I'm going to move on now to recent times. So before I continue, I'd like to point out some things on Twitter. So Crap with Mooch is doing a podcast. He got the usual crowd. What's weird about this, if you can spot from the podcast and from the advertisement for it, layoffs, cancellations and closures, and cracks forming Xbox. No mention of Helldivers 2 going to Xbox. No mention of that in their headlines or anything, or in their promo for the podcast. They're completely skipped over that and just gone to, yeah, let's just attack Xbox. Let's just do what basically PlayStation's doing. They've done exactly the same, which they also didn't cover. The layoffs and the cancellations at Sony. Didn't cover those. Cover what Xbox's. Won't cover PlayStation losing first party to Xbox. Won't cover that either. This is just echo chambers. This is what just grinds my gears. These kind of little bubbles and echo chambers which these people live in. But anyway, back to Crap Gamer, because he's, oh man, let's just get on to Crap Gamer. So Crap Gamer. My first point, he calls himself now a Crap Gamer, America first. It's just some weird irony there that he's supporting Sony over Xbox because Sony's a Japanese company and Xbox is an American company. Yeah, all he does is slag off the American company and big up the Japanese company. So some weird irony that he says America first in that. But let's look at the Goalpost moving, which many PlayStation fans now are just grasping hold of. Having said for years that you won't ever see a first-party PlayStation game on Xbox. Every time games like MLB and Marathon and stuff were said to be going to Xbox, they made excuses like, oh, they did have a choice and yada, yada, yada. Yet they've, for so long now, have said Helldivers 2 is first party, and there's no way out of it because Nixus are doing this port. At least before they could argue that PlayStation wasn't publishing those games that are dropping on Xbox, so you could argue, okay, it's not first party. But this is an official first-party game because it's still being published by PlayStation on the Xbox, and it's going to be the first game doing so. And I'll go into why they're doing that and then why they're following Xbox to do so. But you know, this guy now, like a lot of the PlayStation fan base, which I don't know why they move these goalposts. Why don't they just sort of just keep to a narrative or just take the L? So he's gone on to say, I said it was weird. The head of Sony literally just said there's no change to their strategy. So he lied, did he, Crap Gamer? Because that's what he kept saying to Phil every time he changed strategy. You called him a liar. Yet Sony are allowed to change strategy. I'll go off when I see something like God of War on Xbox. It ain't happening. And there we go. Goalpost shift there. No first-party PlayStation games are going to Xbox. Now it's gone to, oh, I only accept an L when God of War goes there. You see the complete shift there. It's just, oh, why'd they do it? Why'd you do it? The day that's happens, there's going to be just another excuse. They're just going to say something else. They'll say something like, oh, is it Xbox's fault, or it's someone else's fault? It'd be something else, and there's just going to be some stupid excuse. I just can't see why they just don't accept it how it is, that PlayStation wants to make more money, so they're putting games on other platforms, just like everyone else. Why can't they just accept it and just play games and get on with themselves? Right, but the other point I want to make here. So, as I said, I was going to go back to why PlayStation are doing this. PlayStation themselves are publishing games on Xbox rather than getting someone else to publish them. Revenue, basically, they're losing a lot of money. So what happens is when Xbox makes games and publishes them on Xbox, it gets 100% revenue from that. When it puts them on PlayStation, still publishes them, it gets 70% revenue, PlayStation gets 30%. And when PlayStation are putting games on Xbox and not publishing them, they get, I'm not even sure the percentage they get. They probably get very little percentage. But this way, if they're still publishing the games on Xbox, at least they're getting 70%. Probably when they're not publishing them, they're only getting 30%. But now they're going to publish the games on Xbox, they're getting 70%. So they've increased their revenue from publishing these games on Xbox tenfold, rather than just going, now we're just going to lose money just to get an Xbox. That'll teach them. Someone up above looked to the finances and thought, no, why we do that? Let's publish the games and make the money off Xbox gamers. Just like Xbox is making money off our gamers, we'll make money off their gamers. A good strategy. I'm surprised PlayStation didn't do this in the past. Didn't do it with everybody the show, which they probably could have done. It's too late now because they've got Thingy publishing it. They could have done this with Death Stranding 1. They could do it with Marathon. I wouldn't be surprised now if they publish it on the Xbox, they publish that version. Death Stranding 2 is very likely going to come on to Xbox, and Sony will also publish that on Xbox. And then I think then we'll see a shift. Sony seeing the revenue coming from Xbox gamers, just as Xbox is seeing the money coming from PlayStation gamers, and we'll start to see games coming over. We most likely will see old games like God of War. I think we are going to see those. And a lot of people are saying, no, won't happen. But these are not the same management that used to be a while back, a decade ago. Completely new management. They're all in it to make money. And I think we'll most certainly see at least remasters or older games, places maybe possibly PS4 era, coming to Xbox first, just to test the waters. Things like God of War 2018, stuff like that, I reckon. And Spider-Man. I reckon we will see Spider-Man. I reckon Marvel might look at the figures. Because I remember they wanted to release the game onto Xbox, and Sony blocked it, basically. So we might even see that come to Xbox. So, the outcome of this. What's weird, I'm seeing now PlayStation fans saying they're selling their PlayStations now, or they're not going to buy a PlayStation 6, whatever, because now more people can play the games, which I think is ludicrous. As I said, I game on PC, but I also have an Xbox and game on Xbox, because it depends on the game, and just different habits and styles, and depending on where I want to be, what I want to do. It's just freedom of gaming. That's what I want. And although Xbox does give the added benefit that I can't get play anywhere, so I can just switch my games up like that. PlayStation doesn't offer that, sadly. You have to buy 2 copies of these games. Ridiculous. The thought that you're just going to quit gaming, or I don't know, but maybe they're going to switch to PC gaming, which, you know, still if they can game. But just the thought that I'm just going to get rid of everything now, I've given up. The brand loyalty is, I find, just that's what's bad for gaming. Brand loyalty, people like your crap gamers and people like that. A lot of the PlayStation fans just seem to be loyal, if anything, to just selling consoles and brand loyalty over actual gaming and the benefits to the consumer, the benefits to us, to you and me. They don't care about the consumer. They care about having YouTube channels, Twitter, going on there, bragging rights, lists, headlines, and it sort of gotcha moments. And it's just not good for gaming. And you can see the gaming industry's collapsing at the moment. It's falling apart. It's in bits. And it really doesn't help when you've got these morons sort of pushing that narrative and supporting that narrative. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed that video. Please put in the comments down below your opinions on this. Do you think PlayStation's going to go, more games are going to shift? Because now they are officially third party. But are we going to see more games shift to Xbox? What games, if any, are going to be next? Death Stranding 2 will definitely be the next one. But please put in the comments down below your thoughts. Please subscribe and share out. Trying to hit 1,000 subscribers for Christmas. That would be fantastic if you can help me with that. but drop a like as well. So thank you all for watching, and look out for the next video. And goodbye for now.